Shalom, shalom, everybody, my fellow viewers and subscribers. Ooh, that was a lot. I apologize. Just got off of work. Immediately went and did this real quick. It is in the works. It's just taking time. I want to make sure I put out the best quality content I can for you guys. So, with that, some housekeeping things. I'm probably going to start doing Bible thoughts more often. Nope. And like maybe one in the morning, one at the end of the day, one when I get off of work. And updates while I'm doing this too, because I'm getting ready to start working on the book called The Seven. I'm gonna go to the library here in a short bit. Once I know that this is going to take about an hour, gotta get my stuff together for it. Gotta get registered for a library card. That way I can go get books and start dissecting how authors write. And what I mean by that is like, okay, how long do they stay on like describing the setting? How long do they talk about characters? More in general, like what they're thinking, what they're trying to do, how they're reacting to the environment that's operating around them. And then more specifically as well, when a character says something, do they just say he said? Do they say he exclaimed? Are they more specific? More or less just really depicting what experts are calling the best books out right now, depicting it that way I can give out the best story that I can. Because a story you can literally write on pen and paper. This, you gotta have a lot of money to do. Well, then I don't have that right now. So you gotta do what you can, and you gotta get creative, which I love because it's a challenge. I like working with challenges. Aside of that, I wanted to talk about, in the Bible, it talks about having great faith, the faith of centurion. When Jesus meets the centurion and Jesus looks at his disciples and people around him, telling them how rare it is. And that got me, especially when we watched The Chosen in theaters. Me, Keith, and his fiance, or Casey Fly. I remember craving that. Because the Bible talks about saying, you can't please God without faith. And that centurion had a lot of great faith, but where he didn't need to come see it himself. He knew it. He knew who God was. And he converted from being a Roman centurion to a follower of Christ, which a lot harder to do these days than it's like... It'd be like Hitler becoming Christian. It's just nuts. So, and then just having the faith that he did. Like, I wanted that when I saw that in The Chosen, and then I read it in the Bible, it's like, I want that kind of unwavering faith. So I've just been doing a deep dive on it. I met with a pastor to kind of talk about what is unwavering faith. And he pointed me to the story of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, the fourth man in the fire story. And it more or less talked about, trusting God no matter what happens, the best and the worst. Not saying the worst would happen, because the worst would have to be within God's will. And like I said, God uses even the worst for his good. He has a plan. He always has a plan. So when I think about that, the faith of the centurion, to just trust no matter what and just know. Like, I want to work on that, me personally, and also want to be able to write that personally. Because if you can write that, unwavering faith in somebody, and then if you put it in the wrong person, aka not Jesus, when it crumbles and the whole world shatters, it's like, dude, because I've done that. I've been down there. It rattles you so much to your core. It's something that it's painful to talk about. It's painful to have to go through. Very painful to go through. And I just don't wish it upon anybody. But so to wrap this up, when we're talking about faith and be able to write that, I think it could really relate to a lot of people story-wise. I know, at least I know, could relate to me, and it's something I'd be very interested in writing. So that may appear in 7. I have a lot of fun stories that I'm gonna want to do in 7. So yeah, so stay tuned for details, as well as continue to watch for my spiritual and personal growth, as well as yours as well. Comment below how you're doing spiritually, how your relationship with the Lord is, because it's important that we meet together. It's important that we talk about these things. It's important that we get in relationships, even if it is over the computer. If or someone's in Australia watching this, or someone's in Venezuela. I think I really mispronounced that. Venezuela, thank you. And I'm not doing all this for views. I'm not doing this, like, I can't reiterate this enough, because since I don't know really who's watching this, and I don't know what's going to happen with this, but I just know I feel called to it. I know I need to do it. I don't know if it's just for me. It could be just for me. But I know, in case if it's not just for me, people know, okay, I'm not out to get famous. Don't really care about that. I'm out for growth, myself personally, and you as well. So when it comes to this channel, it's going to revolve around that. Me want to get better. Also having fun too, but going on a journey. It's about the journey, not the destination of being this amazing storyteller. No, it's the journey. The journey makes it so much fun. And that's what I'm excited to go on with everybody. So I'm going to conclude this video with that. Thank you so much for popping in, saying hello. Be sure to like if you like this video, subscribe, shoot me a message if you didn't like it, tell me why, tell me how I could get better, because again, I want to grow. Later.